Hello and welcome everybody. So I get asked, about affirmations. Do they work? What's going on? So I guess first of all, most people they're doing affirmations almost like one of those parrots or those birds that keep reciting the same thing over and over, like hello, hello, or whatever. Basically what I'm saying is if you do an affirmation and there's no belief with it, there's no conviction, there's no feeling, then really it's no better than the bird that just keeps yapping the same phrase over and over. And then, even further, even doing it the wrong way or with no feeling, it's still, I would say it's still better than most of the time what we would have going on inside of our own, mental chatter and our own, what's going on in our own minds anyway. But yeah, so like, doing affirmations, I suggest, once or twice a day and sit down and do them. But, bring up the feeling and the belief that it's already yours, and otherwise it's still just like, oh, I'm hoping for this. I'm hoping for this. And, we don't get what we wish and hope for. We get what we assume that we already have and believe that is ours, because that's God's promise. But now the other way of looking at it is, what about commands? See, this goes back, to where if you say I am wealthy, then it's more of that factual statement, that knowing, that understanding. See what I'm saying? So in using your I am commands, I am wealthy, I am healthy, that is a whole different, because it's affirming what we already know and what we already know to be true. So then therefore, there's no longer the searching of it, because when you say that I am, you're assuming that you are, in other words. So we'll just state the fact and then let life prove it. And the more we release resistance, the faster this, process works. So, and like say, the belief is the main key, because if you don't believe what you're saying, then it's like almost like lying to yourself. It really is. It's because you can say I'm abundant and I'm wealthy all day long, but if you feel like you're in lack and you feel like you're in poverty, you know what I mean? Like it just is kind of evening itself out, canceling itself out. And it's hard, working yourself from being in a rut in any circumstance in life. And, the first thing, if you can't get to where you truly believe it, become hopeful that it could happen, and build from there up to where you could believe, and affirmation stuff, because, at the end of the day, a belief is something same thought we've had over and over again that's hardened into fact. I love y'all. See you on the next one.